Okay, let's think about this. What does it actually take for a country to really secure its future? In those critical technologies, like artificial intelligence. How do nations even try to get ahead, to really lead in a field that's changing everything? Today, we're doing a deep dive into a really specific and very timely document, America's AI Action Plan for Global Dominance.
Exactly.
We're going to unpack the core strategies the U.S. is laying out to lead in AI, trying to understand what's really driving this.
Exactly. And just so you know where this is coming from, our source material today is based on excerpts about President Trump's announcement. It was called Winning the AI Race, America's AI Action Plan. And he announced it at the AI DC Summit in Washington, D.C. just yesterday, July 23rd, 2025. So our mission here for you listening is to pull out the most important bits, the key insights from this plan. We want to help you grasp what's really powering America's AI strategy and, maybe more importantly, why it actually matters on a global scale.
Okay, let's get into it then. The ambition here is, well, it's huge. President Trump's statement says America pioneered AI, and now it's determined to dominate it. But why such a strong word, dominate? Why is that specific push happening right now? What's the big why behind it?
Well, what's really interesting, I think, is that the plan directly links this huge ambition to economic strength and global competitiveness. If you zoom out a bit, it's really about locking down future prosperity, future power, in a world where, let's face it, tech leadership increasingly decides who's on top. The rivalry with China, for instance, is definitely a major factor humming in the background. It sort of implies this zero-sum game, who sets the rules, who gets the economic benefits in this AI age. So it's maybe less about just having a strong tech industry and more about being the undisputed leader, the one out front.
Right. So that's the why, economic power, staying competitive globally, a really ambitious goal. So then let's switch to the what, the actual plan. What specific actions does this America's AI Action Plan lay out to make this dominance happen? How are they planning to do it?
Okay, so the document outlines 6 main parts. First, and this is pretty fundamental, is accelerating AI innovation. And this isn't just, more research papers. The real insight here might be a shift towards funding foundational research, like maybe exploring totally new AI structures beyond what we have now, not just tweaking current products. It feels like a longer game, aiming for the next big breakthrough.
Foundational research.
Yeah.
Okay. What's next?
Second, there's a big emphasis on expanding infrastructure, and they get specific. We're talking tangible things like new data centers, those huge places where AI models get trained on mountains of data, and also semiconductor facilities, the factories making the specialized chips, the powerful brains that AI needs to actually think. These aren't just buildings. They're critical for scaling up America's AI power. It's like building the nervous system for this whole effort.
Got it. So innovation foundation, then the physical infrastructure. What's the third piece?
Third is streamlining regulations. Now, on the surface, that sounds like just making rules easier for AI development, cutting red tape. But reading between the lines, the insight could be about creating a more flexible, maybe faster regulatory space, almost like a sandbox. This could potentially give U.S. companies a speed advantage, right, if competitors elsewhere are tied up in more bureaucracy. So, aiming for agility.
Interesting angle. Speed through regulation. Okay, number 4.
Fourth is promoting AI exports. And again, this isn't just about selling software licenses. It's framed more as a strategic move, a way to extend U.S. influence, get U.S. standards adopted globally, basically shaping the world's tech environment to favor American AI. So, yeah, economic benefit, but also soft power, geopolitical leverage.
Right, spreading influence through technology. Makes sense.
Yeah.
What's the 5th element?
Fifth, the plan talks about ensuring impartial federal AI use. This one's crucial for public trust, I think. It means the government itself needs to use AI fairly. Trying to prevent algorithmic bias, being transparent when AI makes decisions, making sure everyone benefits equitably from AI services. It's kind of like leading by example, showing AI can be trustworthy.
Trust is huge with AI, definitely.
Okay.
That brings us to the last one.
And finally, number 6 is mobilizing private sector investment. This just acknowledges that, look, the government can't possibly fund all of this alone. Industry and private capital are absolutely essential drivers. The plan basically says we need businesses, investors, everyone rowing in the same direction. It needs that massive industry commitment.
Wow, okay, that's a lot. Accelerating innovation, building infrastructure, streamlining rules, boosting exports, ensuring fairness in government use, and getting private money involved. It covers so much ground. from basic science to ethics. What really strikes me is how these different pieces, building chip factories, changing regulations, selling AI abroad, are all meant to somehow add up to this single goal, global dominance. This is where it gets super interesting for me. How are they supposed to actually fit together? How does building a data center help with AI exports, for instance?
Yeah, that's the core question, isn't it? If you connect the dots, these 6 pillars really do form a comprehensive, multi-layered strategy. It's not relying on just one thing, it's tackling the whole ecosystem. The basic research, the physical hardware needed, the policy environment, international trade, even how the government itself uses the tech responsibly. What's fascinating is the underlying idea that strengthening each part creates this positive feedback loop, reinforcing America's lead. So, for example, maybe smoother regulations attract more private investment.
Which then fuels more innovation.
Exactly. Which then leads to more advanced AI products you can export, which in turn enhances global influence and brings in revenue to reinvest. It's meant to be a cycle.
That integration is the key, but also maybe the biggest challenge, right?
Absolutely.
Because coordinating all that, getting different government agencies, private companies, researchers all aligned and moving effectively, that's incredibly complex.
That's the theory versus practice problem.
Right. That's where the rubber meets the road, as they say. It implies a really high level of national coordination. But understanding these specific parts, these 6 pillars, it definitely shines a light on the direction they want to take. And it's something you listening will really want to track.
Definitely. This deep dive into America's AI action plan really shows you the specific gears turning inside this machine of global tech competition. And like you said, it's way more than just code or algorithms. It's the physical stuff, the policies, the international chess game. It's all connected.